I welcome everybody to another episode of the Boostly podcast, another round table. And tonight, what we are going to be talking about is Clubhouse and how this new app can help you potentially get more direct bookings in 2021.
Having a blast, gonna get it on the Boostly podcast. Boostly like Bruce Lee, cause it's so hard and the T is loose leaf. Making up those rhymes, don't write it, just do it loosely. If you want my respect, you better book direct. Here are the words in the podcast, that's what comes next.
All right, everybody, and thank you for joining us. As you can see, we have got three lovely guests with us. We have got Mike on the way soon. His time zone's got a little bit ahead of him, so he's on the way. But for now, what we're going to do is we're just going to say hello to all of our lovely guests on the round table. All of the guests that you can see and you can hear this evening with us, they have been using Clubhouse in some way, shape or form over the course of the last couple of weeks and months. And what we're going to do is we're just going to have a little chat about this app. We're going to have a little chat about how we're all using it. And also as well, we're going to see and just think and just predict how this app is going to potentially change and affect the world of hospitality. So we'll start off with the first guest to my right, to my left. Liam, if you could just do me a massive favor, please. If you could just give everybody a little bit more about you, where you're based in the world, and just how, first and foremost, how long you have been on Clubhouse for.
Yeah, so thank you for bringing us on, Mark. So I'm based in Norwich in the UK, the heart of the Broads, hence the farmer accent. And I've been on Clubhouse now since the end of December, which feels about 2 minutes because it's been a whirlwind being on there, but really enjoying it.
Fantastic. And then next to Liam, we have Nicola Hutchman from Competitor Escape. So Nicola, can you just give us a little bit of an introduction? And again, how long have you been on the Clubhouse for?
I've been on Clubhouse since the beginning of January. I run Competitor Escapes, as you've mentioned, and I've also got a hotel here in the UK. So.
Thank you very much. And Dina. So Dina Steele, if you could just please a little bit of an introduction about yourself. And again, how long have you been on Clubhouse for?
Yeah, so I joined mid-January on Clubhouse, and I'm coming to you from Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada, where we are running some luxury rentals. We're pivoting into that space from just our standard short-term rental condos. So we're very excited to launch that this year.
Fantastic.
My name is Mike Chogren. I'm based outside of Boston, Massachusetts. We run a portfolio of 21 short-term rentals across 4 different states, primarily using the management model. I do own some, and this past year we also got into the boutique hotel space where we're acquiring boutique hotels and basically running them like short-term rentals. Like we don't have a front desk, it's all contactless self-check-in. So really just taking it to the commercial space, and we're taking another one on next month. I'm the host of the Short Term Rental Secrets podcast, and I have a coaching community. What is
Clubhouse, Liam? If you could answer that. And secondly, like how have you personally become addicted with the app, and how are you personally using it for your business and for also your learning as well? If you could do that.
Yeah, so Clubhouse really, I mean, it's the ideal mix between a podcast, an audio book and a telephone call, really, where you can actually just jump on, get involved in the conversation or whatever the subject is. So I've always liked audiobooks, always loved podcasts, and to be able to be on a medium where you can jump in and join the subject, it's been really helpful. And to answer your question, I'm using it really in 3 ways. So the first way is to learn and to find out more. So obviously running serviced accommodation here in Norwich, there's a lot of moving parts to serviced accommodation. And there's loads of experts on Clubhouse at the moment who are happy to share their high level information.
How would you describe Clubhouse to somebody when you're saying, and you go, I've been on this thing called Clubhouse? How are you sort of describing it to other hosts when they ask you this question?
I was going to say addiction is a really good word because it is highly addictive. And I think it's the actual old school interaction that you don't get on Facebook, when you're messaging people all the time. And Liam picked up on one of the points I would say is that the experts there sharing their knowledge is it's phenomenal. And obviously it's down to you to verify that the expert you're talking to is an expert in their field and not just Joe Blogs. But
so what's your own personal opinion on the Clubhouse, Dina? Would you say that it's would you say that you're using it as a learning curve, or are you using it to chat to other people? How are you sort of using it?
Oh, I see my screen's frozen there. I am using it mostly for learning. I look at it like it's a mastermind, a free one. I love it. I love stepping into rooms with a lot of big names and little names. I'm learning so much.
How long have you been on the platform? And again, why do you like it so much? Why are you a fan of this app?
Yeah, so I think I got on like the last week of December. And I absolutely love it. I have not found any other platform like it. And I think part of the reason why I like it so much is the Instagrams and the Facebooks and the Twitters. It's all this kind of like 30-second to 2-minute clips, where Clubhouse, it's long form content, and you can kind of filter out who's real and who's not. Like, you can only BS your way through so much on a 2, 3, 4, 24-hour Clubhouse, where it's just really cool content. And
you're a host, obviously, and obviously you as a side thing, you're starting to grow a potential coaching program. But how could you see Clubhouse for a hospitality business, hospitality owner? How could you potentially see it to get more bookings?
So I've tried something recently on Clubhouse. I actually tried a giveaway from Sunday from Valentine's Day. I've actually advertised it in my bio on Clubhouse, talked about it in the rooms that we're giving a 2-night stay away, which we drew tonight actually. So we got a lucky winner for that. And just, I think that hosts could use it as another form of promotion. I mean, it's one of those things where I've tried that just to get some more eyes on the business page. But really, the thing that people would get more excited about, I think, is that experienced kind of stays.
What would you say would be the most important thing for everybody to do when they get started on Clubhouse? And if for anybody who is watching this live and they are needing an invite, we do have some people in this room who will be able to help you get started, but we'll talk about that later on. So Mike, so the first thing you do, you get your Clubhouse account, you open it up. What would be the first thing that you would be doing, and how would you give anybody some advice?
so the first thing is, I would make sure that my Instagram profile is optimized. So I would have either a link tree or a direct link on my Instagram bio to my property website. Even if you don't have a website, have a link to Airbnb or Vrbo, booking.com, whatever it is, so that it's linking to your properties. When
you first loaded up the app and you were playing around with it, what were some of the first things that you did? Did you optimize your Instagram? Did you notice that more people were coming and checking out your Instagram, or did you sort of have a little play around? Like, what would be the advice? Again, same question to you really. What advice would you be giving to somebody who now would be starting for the first time, say today or tomorrow?
I would optimize my Clubhouse profile 100%. I noticed right away my personal interest when I was looking, kind of snooping and perving on other people, was a blank profile or just like 2 sentences took me nowhere, even if they had an Instagram link. So it was funny, I suffer from insomnia. So one night I was lying in bed and just checking out all the bigger names on there and what they were doing with their profile, and call to actions, website, link to your Instagram, tell them to talk, reach out on Instagram.
Live links in your bio that will actually work. So if somebody goes to my Clubhouse bio, I'd want them to be able to click on a link to go to my website or a link tree or whatever, similar to Instagram. Because I think to your point, they're definitely boosting Instagram, which is great for Instagram. I don't think that they're affiliated at all. So, if they had a messenger function and like a link tree thing, I think a lot less people would leave Clubhouse. It would be all integrated, and it's probably just doing it in phases. I mean, you have to master one thing and build the whole infrastructure. I'm not a techie, but on the chat function inside of a room, I think when that does come up, the reason I like that it's not there now is because it definitely minimizes the troll effect.
Whoa, having a blast. Gonna get it on the Boostly podcast. Boostly like Bruce Lee, cause it's so hard and the T is loose leaf. Making up those rhymes, don't write it, just do it loosely.